students, how are you? Hope you all are doing good, and so am I. Let's start with today's class. Students, what will happen if you keep on dividing the chalk into smaller pieces? Is the property of the small piece of chalk and a larger piece of chalk different? If not, why? We will find answer to this question in today's lesson. Today we will study substances, object and energy, and we will cover topic substances and objects. Students, wipe the board with a duster and then tap the duster against the table or wall. What do you see? You will see that chalk has become smaller, and when the duster was tapped, particles of chalk fell from it. These particles were of the same color as the piece of the chalk. This tells us that when you wrote on the board, particles of the chalk stuck to the board, and when you wiped the board, they came off. Students, whenever you divide the chalk into smaller pieces, you will still get a chalk, and the properties of smaller pieces and larger pieces will be the same because they are made up of same particles. I hope you got the answer to the question I asked in the introduction. Now take small pieces of candy sugar or coal and pound them in mortar. What do you notice? When you pound the coal or the sugar, it turns into a powder. That is, into small particles. All substances we see around us are made up of very tiny particles. You must have seen how sawdust or particles of wood fly when the wood is cut with a saw. All substances like pencil, chalk, paper, wood, wheat grains, iron, copper, coal, etc. are all made up of fine particles. The small particles of various substances that we see around ourselves are made up of many tinier particles. Friends, do you know the theory that all substances are made of minute particles was proposed long ago by Maharishi Kannad. Kannad Maharishi was born in the 6th century BC at Prabhat Kshetra near Sorati Somnath in Gujarat. His given name was Uluk. He proposed that all things in the world can be classified into 7 categories. He was also the first to suggest that every object in the universe is made up of minute particles. He named that tiny particles Beloved. The raindrops that fall on the road bounce off and break up into droplets. These droplets are also made up of tinier particles of water. They make us wet. It means that liquids are also made up of smaller particles. Naphthalene is continuously being converted into smaller particles in the gaseous state. Such small particles from the balls settle on clothes. So these clothes too smell like naphthalene. As the particles leave the naphthalene ball, the ball grows smaller in size and slowly disappear. Particles of rangoli are fine like flour. Rangoli colors are also available in the form of grains. Students, in this lesson we have studied substances and objects. Now let us solve some MCQ. The first question is, dash is found in nature in 3 states: solid, liquid and gaseous. And the options are option A, B, C or D. The correct answer is option B, water. That's all for this lesson. Thank you students. Bye. Happy learning.